Apex Legends Season 6 Boosted is bringing a lot of changes to how the game is played. The new Legend Rampart is one hell of a contender who comes barreling into the Apex games while Hammond alters the geography of World's Edge once again. There's a lot to cover, from map changes to new mechanics to the new looting meta, so let's get right to it. World's Edge is getting some major changes. Hammond is still making adjustments to the planet as they now have a rocket launch site near Dome. Drill Site has been replaced with Countdown, where there are now 3 blast walls and access to high-tier loot. Towards the center of the map, there's now a new point of interest that has cranes with raised train cars and new blast doors. Blast walls are a new addition to the latest point of interest, and they're activated by a panel that causes these walls to rise and block off paths in that area. This doesn't mean there's no escape, but it does mean finding a long way around these new walls. Octane and Pathfinder will be able to cross over the top, however, since they're meant for vertical movement. Another big shift in the map layout is that Train has now been dismantled and remnants of it are scattered all over the tracks, so there are different loot sites all throughout the old train path. However, additional geysers have popped up through the map as well, so that you can easily get from place to place to explore the new points of interest. Let's talk about Ramya Parekh, or Rampart, the new legend. She's an expert weapons modifier who's had a small presence in the games previously, if you look at the Wingman skin from Season 5. Rampart brings some serious Tiny Tina vibes from Borderlands, and her abilities reflect her bloodlust just as equally. Her passive, modded loader, makes LMGs a more viable option for her since she gets 15% more bullets per clip and also reloads them 25% faster. This also includes the usage of her ultimate's weapon. Her tactical amped cover allows her to drop a wall wherever she wants. The steel bottom half will drop first, then the second digital top shield will rise on the wall a second after. This wall takes a piece from Titanfall 2's multiplayer ability, the A-wall, which allows pilots to shoot through a shield but block incoming fire. Rampart's amped cover not only allows players to shoot through the wall, the first cover system to allow this in Apex, but it also charges outgoing fire, dealing an additional 20% of damage, similar to the A-wall in Titanfall. Rampart can drop up to 5 shields at once, but when she first drops the shield, it can be deactivated, like Caustic's gas barrels. The shield can also be taken down with enough damage once it's built. Rampart's ultimate emplaced minigun is, you guessed it, her anchored minigun Sheila. Sheila has infinite ammo reserves and shoots 20 rounds per second. The reload time does take a few seconds to combat balancing. The best part of Rampart's ult is that her teammates can use her minigun as well, but this means enemies can also use it. She can have up to 3 miniguns set out at once, and her ult lasts the same amount of time as other Legends ultimates. Rampart brings a lot of new ideas to Apex, especially since the game has always been about mobility and high action. Now with a Legend who's about power over mobility, new tactics have to be considered. Crypto's EMP is especially useful to countering Rampart, and careful positioning will be essential in approaching a fight with her since Rampart's walls are set and unadjustable, and her ultimate restricts her line of sight to a specific cone of vision once she's behind the minigun. With Rampart's introduction to the Legends roster, she also comes with more meta changes. There's a new crafting mechanic that's implemented into the core game. There are replicators throughout the map that allow players to forge loot with materials. Materials are new loot forms that you can collect through opening loot bins or specific deposit spots. These can only be collected during the match, and the player's material count will reset to 0 when the match is over, so it resets every match. Materials have their own separate inventory slot, so you don't have to worry about replacing it with other slots. When a teammate collects materials, everyone in the squad gets the amount looted, so everyone benefits. But when you spend your materials, only your inventory of materials is detracted, not your teammates. Also, when players die and are respawned, they don't lose their material loot, so materials cannot be looted off death boxes. Replicators will have rotating daily and weekly loot pools that make some weapons only craftable when in the rotation. Each loot pool will include ammo, medkits, hop-ups, and guns. Players will know what exactly is in the crafting loot pool during the starting lobby, where you can check your menu. The crafting mechanic was introduced to reward all playstyles, including the less aggressive, to try and balance loot options for players of all levels. Along with the new crafting system, starting with Season 6, all players will now drop with Evo armor capabilities. This means dealing damage will give you level 1 Evo armor shields that can be leveled up to its full red evolution. You can also use materials to upgrade shields. You can still find armor throughout the map, but they are all pre-leveled Evo armors, so players can have different options in leveling armor. There's also a new weapon, the Volt, that's an energy SMG weapon that pumps out 12 rounds per second. If it looks familiar, that's because it's a weapon from Titanfall 2. The Devotion has been unlocked and thrown back into the normal world loot pool and has swapped the R99 as a loot drop. We'll have to see how all of this alters the balance and playstyle of Apex, but these are a lot of changes to take in. Season 6 will also still have a quest, but there won't be any hunts to participate in. There will still be daily treasure packs and matches, but these will unlock new story comics that will reveal a different story happening in Season 6. There's also a new battle pass with skins representing the new boosted theme and new cosmetic items called holo sprays. Basically, it's a tiny projector you can drop onto the ground that displays holographic art. I really expect this kind of thing to be used when a player gets down as a way of teasing them or flaunting their skills. Apex Season 6 Boosted launches August 18th and brings more gameplay changes than ever before. How do you feel about the new Legend Rampart entering the Apex games? Do you like the new crafting system? Let me know in the comments below, and for more on Apex Legends, keep it here at IGN.
Woo!